Okay, so pokrjax, he's got 3 chorfs, 3 wannabe chorfs, the power 3 and the 2 best big guys. And bleedinghippy also has the 2 best big guys, the 2 best players really. A Pestigore rather than an Underworld. He could have afforded an Underworld. I do like the Pestigore though. I think it's arguably better because he's got strength 4, hasn't he? Strength 4 versus block isn't cut and dried. Yeah, Muppet Pac-Man, we can play this game afterwards. Yeah, I think that should be okay. Maybe I'll find out after this one if I can or not. But he's gone. Bleedinghippy's just gone for the full 6 chorfs, but only 1 reroll to 2 from pokrjax. So I'll try not to. I'll try just to analyze rather than predict what's going to happen. Yeah, I do like the Holmes Blitzer. But it's with 1 reroll. I think if it was on the other side, it'd be a better call. Because he had 10k left over, didn't he? So he could have maybe dropped down 2 chorfs, 2 zons, and then I think this would have been a better call. With only 1 reroll. But I mean, you can just blitz with a chorf instead anyway, can't you? So like ultimately, I think it probably is better. I don't know. It's not cut and dried though, because obviously the Underworld at Legend, the Underworld blitz is just better because he gets horns as well. But and then he's got +1 movement, but he doesn't have regen. So actually, it's +1 movement or regen. So it actually isn't cut and dried at all, is it? Ooh, perfect defense. God, imagine if that was the 8 big guy team, just all big guys on the line. But the thing is, the rest of the players are crap, so I just like 3 tree men would be pretty handy though, wouldn't it? Just smashing your tree men against these and then other stuff. But I think because both teams have got stuff, they could always crack other things, couldn't they? So it's like pretty crazy. You can't hide from the thing. Trees kind of crack the strength 5, but not that much, because if you had a tree here and a tree here, and let's say a tree here and like something else here, I don't know, you can block that. Like, I don't know, it just seems like if you get your trees down, your trees are terrible. I'm not convinced, even though Squirrel Dude's like halfling trees are amazing on real teams. I'm not that convinced by tree men, but I'm definitely going to test it. I'm gonna play some games, just in the Ultra CRP matchmaking with the tree men, see how they work. It's a shame that these teams are completely anti-fluff, and obviously if we had a draft, those teams would be completely anti-fluff as well. What I would actually like... Oh, this is a bit crap, isn't it, actually having the chat here? Because you just can't... It goes into the pitch and you can't see anything anyway. Right, I'll just have a look on here. Everyone does 15 positionals. I don't know, nosedive. I don't know. The thing about the draft is the teams would look a bit like this, which it's all well and good, but it just becomes all about the numbers of Blood Bowl, doesn't it, rather than the actual fun of it. It does take away the fun a little bit. These teams not looking anything like a team with War Dancer and a Gut Runner on every single team, and Mummies and Chorfs and Pestigores. I don't know. So I like the idea of making my own custom rosters of, like, basically the Dungeon Bowl teams. I'd like to do a league like that, because obviously that's combining 3 rosters. So they're all pretty overpowered. You get the overpowered fun of this, but just a little bit better fluff-wise. Yeah, draft. I do really like this though. I do really like this format, because I like the stats and everything as well. But it is a bit anti-fluff, isn't it? A little bit anti-fluff. When they did the mock draft, or like, you know, fantasy draft, whatever, on FUMBBL, when I took part in it, and we just drafted but didn't play any games. We just drafted to see what team we'd make. And the guy who organised it was like, there's no progression, and oh no, it was a short league. There was progression. It was a short league, like 7 games. Yes, there was progression, but it wasn't long term. And there was no team value. There's no inducements. That's what he said. So you could just pick players for how good they are, not how undercosted they are. And stuff like the Mino went really low down. Well, not the Chaos Mino, but like the Chaos Pact Mino was like something like a 10th pick. Because even though it cost 140, it was still picked. You know, so that was really interesting. But I think I would rather have it with team value, because team value is part of the game, isn't it? And the fact that gutter runners cost 80k is what makes them so good. But it was interesting that even though people weren't paying TV for their big guys, they still took Minos really late. Of course, I mean, I'm not surprised that the Mino was taken late, but it just shows how overcosted it is, doesn't it? When people were taken, like, well, I took a 70k ghoul. I'd rather have a ghoul than a Mino on my team, even if they were both, even if a Mino was 70k, which is just crazy. I think that's crazy. Minos are, like, big guys in general are bad, and Minos in particular are terrible. But obviously this format, big guys are a little bit better, due to the fact that you can max out on cheap ones like Tomb Guardians, Mummies and Tree Men, and Warpstone Trolls. I really like Warpstone Trolls for this environment. You can steal other people's Pokemon in Pokemon Go, or you can just literally steal their phone. Is that what you mean? Yeah, just get a talking cat. It won't be hard, I'm sure. That was a bit harsh, wasn't it? Attacking Jimmy Fantastic. That wasn't fair. It's pretty funny because even if you L screen against a war dancer like Shawnee did for the whole half, like I didn't push forward enough on the last turn. I should have based more players to make it hard from L screen rather than protect the ball from the sack. Even if you L screen correctly, as Connor would say, it's still just like a 3 dice blitz or a 2D blitz with block into a 3-3-2, which isn't even hard, is it? Apology accepted, Skurumetsu. Yeah, Pokemon is fucking awesome. It's underrated, if anything. It's just because it appeals to kids, that's the thing. It makes you think that it's shit. Like, if I had seen... When I got into it the first one, and my friend was like obsessed by Japanese stuff. And he's like, oh, there's a good game, you should try it out. And I tried it out. So, if he hadn't just told me to try it out, and I'd seen like the cartoon and everything, I wouldn't have wanted to play it at all. But because he was just like, here's a game, play it. And I played it, it was pretty amazing. Yeah, that is a pain in the ass, isn't it, Nosedive? Yeah, he really is my tiny life. And then he moved to Japan crazily once he was grown up. Yeah, it is good, isn't it? It is good, yeah, something to do with that, yeah. A lot of girls play Pokemon, don't they? It's not so crazy for a girl to play Pokemon. It's a lot rarer for them to play Blood Bowl. I'm hyped for Sun and Moon. Yeah, I might buy a 3DS for Sun and Moon. Especially if I can. Does anyone know if I can transfer my Pokemons from the really old ones? Ruby and Sapphire. I think I've still got Ruby and Sapphire. Can I transfer my Pokemons from those games to Sun and Moon? Will that be possible? If anyone knows that. The game takes quite a long time, doesn't it? I don't know, it seems to take an age. It's a shame because this would look amazing in Blood Bowl 2, I think. Seeing all of the different players on the teams with all the animations and that, it'd look amazing. Even though every team would have most matches would have 4 mummies in. It would be amazing on Blood Bowl 2. But yeah, I guess he's just gonna play a kind of safe defense. That's what I did against Shawnee, but then I played for a bit of a crazier defense because I thought, if you play safe, they're just going to fucking dodge through there. Even if they're pure potato with their war dancer, you still only get them down 30% of the time. You can transfer all the way up from Ruby Sapphire. Oh yeah. That's awesome. That's going to be amazing then. I have seen a new Pokemon, yeah. Yeah, and this is pretty crazy because obviously with all the armor 9, it's hard to get men up. There's a new poison fire type. Jeebus. This is interesting because it's basically just two almost normal bash teams, isn't it, realistically? 6 Chorfs and 2 Mummies obviously is really, really good and efficient, but it's not that crazy. It could just be, like, it's not insane, is it? But a bash team having, like, it's like 6 Chorf blockers and 2 Mummies is almost 4 Orc Blitzers and 4 Orc blockers, Black Orc blockers. The only difference being the other 3 players are maybe the best killer in the game, definitely the best player in the game, and obviously the most overpowered thing, the fucking gutter runner. Pretty cool. British people on vacation in a nutshell, yeah, absolutely. I just realised this wasn't on loop. I think I should have something in the background because it's really quiet. Russ was kicked out of the Marines when they found out his secret. That's probably true. Yeah, to be fair, there were quite a few in my hometown. There's quite a few military, current and former. Yeah, it's funny, isn't it? Well, they didn't play Warhammer, they played 40k. It's funny. But yeah, they're basically both just bash teams, aren't they? Normal bash teams. They're not too crazy. Except they've both got a war dancer and got a runner. Well, it's funny, Skurametso, because I used to like Warhammer and not really like 40k. But then there came a point, I don't know which editions, like maybe it's 5th edition 40k and 7th edition Warhammer, or 6th edition Warhammer, where, because like Warhammer was always the tactical one, and 40k was just roll dice and see who wins. But then there came a point where Warhammer stopped being the tactical one, and 40k became the tactical one. And it was at that point that I liked 40k. But then, yeah, 7th when it started getting shitty, yeah. So when 7th Warhammer came out, then it was shit. And like something like 5th 40k was really good. So, oh God, guessing siege weapons was the best thing ever. I was so good. People would guess, and I was watching a game, and I would just point where it would land, and I would get like within half an inch. It was amazing. Yeah, it was that. It was fifth ed 40k when 40k became the tactical one and superseded Warhammer. But then now, obviously, Warhammer's died completely, and because now it's just completely moronic, isn't it? Age of Sigmar, and now 40k isn't really very tactical anymore because it's just fucking stupid. Like the things are just too powerful now. You've got these jet bikes with a fucking million shots and stuff, and wraith lords, and it's just all about, like, you know, if somebody's got a Imperial Knight and you don't have an answer for it, it's just crap, and like this ridiculous Death Stars, and it's, I don't know, it's just not really tactical anymore now, 40k. Someone said that they've actually got points costs in Age of Sigmar now, so maybe it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world, but it looked trash when it came out. It just looked like roll dice, see who wins. And whoever buys the most stuff wins. Ah, yeah. Yes, thank you for that, Skurumet. So I know I should add detail to the Patreon, but I don't know, I'm just always doing other stuff, but I guess I should prioritize it maybe this week. Yeah, exactly. Warhammer has to have square bases and formations, doesn't it? It just has to. Just absolutely has to. Well, he's left guys in contact, so we might get a couple of splattered. But you can't really hit the war dancer easily, can he? I guess there could be Mile, yeah. The Danger Zone Knight could be a stretch goal for the, like, if I get $100 a month, I'll have the Danger Zone Knight. Although my flight suit is in the UK, so it will take a while. And so are my shades. No, there should be expectations for Patreon. The funny thing is though, I was looking at, like, you know, guys with loads of patrons, and loads of them, they just don't even have rewards for like anything, and they get like $100 a month pledges, and I'm like, really? They're not even offering anything. So I thought that was interesting, but I'm definitely gonna look into having good rewards and just saying what they are rather than like some bonus. Everyone gets bonus cash, and Oriolensis and Aguirre Weeks get extra as well because they're paying 10, but I haven't I just haven't got into it at all. Weeksy's been offline for over a month now. I'm pretty worried that whether he's all right or not. It's six weeks since Weeksy was off. Pretty crazy. Full Strim Pack. Got no idea what you're on about, to be honest. Oh, is that a loot pack? Maybe. He's got, like, you play a game against him and stuff for the $10 one, I think. Yeah, at first it was like just funny saying concerned about him, but from have not been on for that long, it's a bit weird now, isn't it? He just stopped. Yeah, I actually might honestly score a medal. I might say like, "Are you okay?" I just kind of thought it was on holiday, you know, for first, but 6 weeks is a long old time. Do that without paying just snacks. Yeah, you can, but you get the getting the game thing though means you can talk to you directly, can't you, on Skype and give you advices, so you can be as good as Lupac. So I don't know. I wouldn't pay. I wouldn't pay anything. The only thing I can learn from Lupac is how to play 1700 TV teams with my 1000 TV teams for 20 dress up in a suit. Yeah, he does have a Patreon sub. Yeah, his money has been gone through, so he's alive. Maybe he's just moved on from Blood Bowl. But it's weird because obviously Grindle just suddenly stopped, didn't he? And like, but at least he's still on Twitch, like watching fighting games and stuff. It's weird that like Weeksy's just disappeared. That's from Lupac, exactly when I need to get worse. That's a little bit harsh, but I don't know. I just think he's probably like better than Knorr, but just not that good. I don't think Knorr's bad really, but he's just not that good, is he? That's the thing. Getting your Wardan to hit by tackle, never a fun place to be. Maybe shouldn't have followed, because now if he gets a push here, he can dodge away for a 1D. Yeah, you can't just move on from Blood Bowl. I don't understand that. I could never move on. I've been in it for two. I'm in too deep to Blood Bowl now. Yeah, I looked at his Steam the other day to see if he'd been on Steam. He hasn't been on Steam for ages. So yeah, it's just a shame that it stopped, isn't it? I don't know why it stopped. I don't know why. Wow, Kaz, huge regen. Oh yeah, Thibbledorf, yeah, yeah, crazy, isn't it? Why is Knorr measure anything? Because he's the biggest streamer, isn't he? Knorr's the biggest, most popular Blood Bowl streamer. And he's not bad. Like, I think I deliberately said he's not great, because he's not. But he's not terrible, is he? He's not completely terrible. He's probably above average for like Col, and maybe above average for like, because like he's kind of below average on FUMBBL, I think. But that may put him above average overall for playing Blood Bowl. Yeah, this has been taking a while. I think maybe what I should do with the games that I'm casting, because it's on FUMBBL, maybe just watch the replays, and then you don't have the thinking time. Yeah, he knows what he's talking about. He's not terrible. I mean, I was a bit harsh when I didn't really call him terrible. I just dismissed him being an expert. I don't think he's an expert, but yeah, he's all right. He's not bad. He's certainly not bad. So that's kind of why he's a measurement and everything, just because he's the biggest. He's the biggest thing, isn't he? He is the most well-known Blood Bowl mans. Getting a hit mummy with block is good, but the thing is, it doesn't get his mummy into a good place, does it? Well, maybe if he'd pushed him to here, but even then he would just get him to there. I'm not trashing Kenora at all at the mat, but Miles said, "Why is Kenora measure of anything?" which is a little bit harsh. Yeah, they are very similar builds. Yeah, Kenora has played a lot of games. Yeah, I guess he should be a legend. But I mean, he is like, I didn't want to come across like I was trashing him too badly, because he isn't terrible as Blood Bowl, terrible at Blood Bowl, but and he's probably above average at Blood Bowl. But I just gave him stick because he was the biggest guy. Yeah, Cobra Grant level. And I think Lupac's above that, but not super high. Real life isn't like The Sims. Just because you cut 10,000 minions doesn't mean you can cook a gun meal. Yeah, that's a fair point. But yeah, you better be good at cutting onions. There's a thing to be an expert. You've got to put in 10,000 hours, isn't it? That's a thing. So I guess he's still got a ways to go. That's a good point from Morehouse. You don't want 120k AV 7 player leaping around too much, but he's got block and dodge, hasn't he? It's the MAHE and blodge though. Like, because that's what I thought. I thought, seeing as you're not going to leap, then a witch isn't that much worse, is it? So like, you could start with a witch. I do like the witch. No, the 10,000 hours didn't guarantee. No, but yeah, to have made it, they've got to have got lucky and spent 10,000 hours, basically. Yeah, you can make an all-elf blitzer. That would be unbelievable, wouldn't it? It would be pretty good, but it would just be you wouldn't want all. You could have 8 blitzers. Yeah, 2 high, 4 dark, 2 pro. That would be pretty cool, wouldn't it? 8 blitzers and 3 linos. What would that be? 820. And then 2 zombies would be 900. And then yeah, an elf blitzer if you won't have the first. Yeah, because the elf blitzer's almost better, isn't he? After the first game when he gets blodge, and then you've got a fucking blodge stepper after game 1. It's pretty amazing. Like, elf blitzers are amazing, but they are movement 8. Claw will be prevalent at higher TVs. But two high elves, 4 dark elves, and 2 pro elf blitzers would be a cool team, wouldn't it? A reliable ogre team, yeah. Yeah, 8 blitzers, 2 zombies, 1 orc, 1 reroll. That's a pretty cool team, isn't it? Yeah. The other guy complained a lot about it too, but obviously it was just jokes. Just jokes with old Shawnee there. Yeah, that would be really good long term, wouldn't it? The 8 blitzer start. But God, that would be a good team, wouldn't it? 8 blitzers. But it would just be like too expensive as well, isn't that the thing? Wow, badly hurt. Badly hurt Choff. Yeah, you do. Yeah, Mal, you get exactly what Ed the Mad said. 8 blitzers, 2 zombies, an orc, and 1 reroll, which is pretty good. Yeah, maybe 6 blitzers, 2 tomb guardians, or 3 tomb guardians. 5 blitzers, but then 5 blitzers suddenly becomes doesn't look too exciting then, does it? 'Cause it's only 5, but 8 is funny. Four TGs, 4 gutters, 2 wardens. No, 4 TGs, 4 gutters. That's a great combination, is it? 4 Tomb Guardians and 4 gutters. Disgusting. I've got no idea if Elmatter's played the slowest cage team. That sounds super unfun. My favourite type of game. So it looks like he's got out of position over here, doesn't it? The pokrjax. He's got he had the dodge to victory, but the tackle got him. Wow. Yeah, that was a gaping hole, wasn't it? If he'd made that 2+, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Well, he wouldn't have even had to go there. He could have just gone over here, couldn't he? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then he's almost certainly escaped. 4 Tomb Guardians and 4 Gutters is a good combination, absolutely. It's got to be, hasn't it? Yeah, draws seem very draws do seem very likely, yeah. And then you need some tackle as well, don't you? So I think you do need some chaff blockers. And so maybe 4 chaff blockers, 3 gutters, 3 Tomb Guardians, and a War Dancer. Maybe something like that. And a reroll. It is crazy that when the ball's on the ground, a War Dancer picks it up and hands it off to a gutter runner. For like, in every game that happens, if the ball gets on the ground. Wow, we're making GFI. You can only base him now, can't you, with him? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, GFI, GFI. So yeah, the GFI was fine. Yeah, it's just hard to get the claw, isn't it? Because the way you get the claw is obviously the shitty Yeti. So you can't really take him because he's shit. So to get caught, and then the werewolf might get caught out with frenzy traps. So you kind of don't want him. Then the underworld team, the underworld blitzer is only strength 3. So I think maybe the Pestigore or a Beastman because he's a little bit cheaper. Yeah, some sort of theme is obviously much better to watch than just a random collection of numbers. Exactly, it is hard to get the claw hits in against the big things. Yeah, I think it would be better to just do like I like the idea of the dungeon ball teams, you know, so you basically choose 4 blitzers and stuff, 4 blockers, 2 throwers, 4 catches or whatever from 3 different rosters. So like you'd be talking what the best one was basically orcs, chorfs and ogres, I think was one of them. No, orcs, chorfs and skaven, I think, something like that was one of them. Another one was undead and dark elves and stuff. It was pretty good. There were some pretty cool things. Oh no, I think one was orcs, dark elves and skaven was one team. And another one was dark elves and undead and trolls. Yeah, the Underworld Troll is very good, yeah. So yeah, that was pretty unlucky for Bleeding Hippy, wasn't it? Rolls a 1 on the dodge, pick up, hand off, fuck off, score. But I mean, it's always the danger, isn't it, with these two and these two around. Anything can happen. Wow, he won the reroll. Winning rerolls is pretty cool for most of these teams, isn't it? I think it's fair to say at this point it is pokrjax's mine to lose, yeah, his to lose. I actually can't, because it's Sunrise's Sunrises have made this roster, and it's his rule set, so I don't know if I can copy it. I don't think I can copy it, but I can make a league with it. But yeah, I could just remove negatrates. I could make Jimmy CRP, where, you know, the big guys are cheaper without loner and without negatrates, and I don't know, you know, just different things are different. Wow. Cheeky 1 dice splits. Pretty random. Yeah, I like the Underworld Troll. Yeah, the negatrates are very flavorful, yeah, but they are flavorful, but only because you're used to it. Like the negatrates in Second Dead were, when a mummy killed somebody, he ate them, so he lost his tackle zones and stuff, like while he was just eating the guy he'd killed and stuff. So, and like stuff like that, they weren't as bad. They're just so fucking annoying. It's so it kills how good big guys are. So I would get rid of the negatrates and the loners, and they would just be, because look, the original big guy in Third Ed is Morgan Thorg, 190k, 6'6", 310 block. You know, he was a mighty blow. He was unbelievable. And then when they brought out big guys later on, they just wanted to make sure they weren't too powerful, which I just think is a lame thing. Just make them powerful as fuck. They always were, and they always should be overpowered. And then that instantly balances elves, because you just take the tree off woodies, and then dark elves, wood elves, Amazons don't get big guys, and that's straight away pretty good, isn't it? The only problem is the Croxigore, because obviously lizard men are really top tier, low team value, and buffing the Croxigore to that extent would be pretty dangerous. Yeah, I think not having general on them is okay. Yeah, I think. them not having block reliable is okay, but I think because, you know, like Tomb Guardians and Mummies are great. Exactly, Blood Bowl is the only Warhammer where big guys are a hindrance. Like literally, people were doing this draft where there was no TV, and people just weren't taking a Minotaur. People were like taking, you know, probably 60k players over a Minotaur, taking a Beastman over a Minotaur. You shouldn't want to take a 60k player instead of a 140k player. But yeah, it doesn't mean the one guy rolls a double has a huge advantage. So yeah, maybe give them... Yeah, Space Hulk never made any sense because the Terminators basically died in one attack to the Gene Stealers. So why not just send in scouts? Seeing as their guns, give scouts Stormbolters and say off you go. I don't see why you would have Terminators there. Just send in scouts with Stormbolters. So yeah, I guess you could almost give them general and normals as well. Yeah, why not? Just make them the absolute best players in the game, and then use that to make you know. Then you could take the Mino off Chaos, take the Beast of Nurgle off Nurgle. No, in fact, that would boost Nurgle at low TB where they're at their worst. The only thing is Nurgle would be even better than at high team value, which is bad. So I don't know what you do with Nurgle or what you do with Lizard Men. But, you know. Oh yeah, that's a good point, My Tiny Life. Yeah, I forgot that Terminators have like that big suit, like a space suit. Ah yeah. But so, the thing is though, if you send in the scouts and they die, who gives a fuck? Like, Terminators are worth so much that sending them in on a suicide mission doesn't seem so good to me. But yeah, it's a good point. They did make one with scouts, didn't they? They had Tyranid Attack where scouts went into a Tyranid ship or something, and they were fighting. That was a pretty cool game. I remember Tyranid Attack. So scouts were okay then. But it did always strike me as silly that they sent in Terminators, your best guys on suicide missions. But I guess if you want a job done well, you've got to send in the best. Yeah, just send Sigourney Weaver in. This is not so good from a casting point of view, is it? Because I don't know, it's hard to commentate on the game because I don't want to kind of like, you know, give people ideas and stuff. Maybe it would be better to break down replays rather than try it. Like, I'm just mostly commenting on the chat and responding to that. But it is interesting. I like thinking about these crazy teams and stuff. Yeah, that's fair enough then, My Tiny Life. Yeah, it's just impossible to send anyone else, yeah. Fair enough. But like, I don't know, what can you say? He's got a gutter runner. He can't really put pressure on because he hasn't got the gutter runners. So maybe it is a good idea to have 2 war dancers or 2 gutters, and then you could still have a safety and still put the threat on. I really do like how crazy the sky's the limit. A dual Krista made. It is amazing that you can do these like anything you want. Yeah, the CRP Ultra is a bit. Yeah, it is a bit weird, Journal. I always thought of it as weird because you are risking Terminator armor and these veterans. But then if you think about it, it's something that you can't afford to fail. But yeah, just blast every space hulk out of existence. Yeah, that's true. But yeah, that's the thing. If they have to succeed in their mission, then you have to send Terminators, don't you? What the fuck? I don't want to play that. Which one hit the man? I've made quite a few, and they're all pretty disgusting. But yeah, the Crypt Elves, 6 strength 5 and 2 war dancers. Pretty funny. So yeah, I don't know. I feel like maybe it would be better to just say combine 2 rosters. Might be better, or like something like that. Feels so intense. I don't think I can deal with the performance anxiety being on Twitch. In my head. Yeah, you're still on. You're still on, pokrjax, don't worry. Yes, Carlo Ancelotti, it is tough to get used to it, especially the better you basically the better your monitor is as well. It's better to play it on like a laptop or I don't know if you can play it on a tablet or not, but like something like that, something like a crappy laptop, it's better. But when you play on a higher resolution monitor, it just looks crap a lot of the time, really crap. Like I've got 2 monitors here, and on one monitor it looks okay, and on the other monitor it looks complete garbage because one monitor is better than the other. So I've got to have it on the worst monitor, so it looks better. But yeah, if you play it, you get used to it as well. Wow. Bucky got fucked. Skull. Double skull. Into Mighty Blow. Or was it his choice? Yeah. Or it was a 1-dicer, one of the two. Whatever happened, he skulled and got Mighty Blow, deathed. Oh no, seriously injured. Yeah, Blood Bowl 2 does look glorious. Like if CRP Ultra was in Blood Bowl 2, it would be unbelievable. Or if it was like the dungeon, I like the Dungeon Bowl teams. Yeah, the Ulfs. Yeah, the whites look good, yeah. But ghouls are fucking tiny and Ulfs are tiny. I don't know why they've made Ulfs so small and ghouls so small. I don't agree with carrying with a gutter because he's going to have to hand off to the war dancer, isn't he? But I guess it's 1 in 36 to fail. Yeah, the beta is just endless undead mirrors, isn't it? Need to get people in the chat to play against, whereas I can like use, you know, orcs or Bretts and they use undead, or I'll use undead and they use orcs or Bretts. But it's a bit rubbish just playing undead mirrors all the time. Oh, so he hasn't handed it off. So the threat is there for the leap blitz. Yeah, Col indeed will be an undead fuckfest. That's true. But at least it won't be as bad as the beta. I don't think it'll be as bad as the beta because there's really only 3 teams for the beta, isn't there? With orcs and Bretts, and orcs, you don't need to test having 40k more. So there's really only Bretts and undead at the moment. But yeah, Col will still be bad. Even worse because there's nothing that really counters undead. Like Wood Elves have got the best matchup against them, but they don't just like counter them the way that say Chaos Dwarfs counter Amazons. Yes, that is absolutely fantastic that they changed the orcs. The completely random orc nerf. Yeah, they buff Brett a kind of decent way, yeah. I tell you what, Voodoo Mike made an amazing post about tweaking Bretts, and then he said, somebody said, I think they're just poorly designed in general. Whoever created them wanted to get the new skills into the game and did a poor job of it. And Voodoo Mike said, it was, no lie, the same guy who decided that Orc Blitzers needed a price increase. We should totally take him out back and kick the shit out of him. Who's with me? And I replied, oh yeah. Oh hell yeah. I'd love to kick the shit out of Plasmoid in real life. For both designing Bretts and he initially nerfed Orcs, didn't he? Better just to dodge twice there, because he had skill rerolls. Pow. He just moved the Gut Runner first, didn't he? The Gut Runner could have done some hero dodges, maybe. And he's also, you can get surfed. If you're going to do the leap, it's better to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 there, maybe. But I mean, he's in shit state now, isn't he? Yeah, true, but still, he's still a fucking idiot, Ed the man. He's still a complete fucking idiot. Oh, skull. Yeah, that's another 1 dice block and another skull. But he's got to surf him here, hasn't he? Yeah. Yeah, I think Sinai are definitely doing better, yeah. But yeah, the bank rule is still not only a complete fuck up, it's also essential because of all of the because of the no declare petty cash phase, isn't it? So it's amazing all the custom stuff you can have in League on FUMBBLs. Like you can have more or less people in the wide zones and stuff, which is pretty amazing. +1 to fouls, nerfs to CPOM and stuff. This is League with every player available on every team. Oh wow, that's disgusting, Bizzle. Yeah, Endzone came up with a decent idea of having 4 quarters of 4 turns. That would be an interesting thing to try out. Yeah, the visual of player choice. Yeah, that's a good point, my tiny life. Very good point. It's a shame that they went to all that work for the different stadiums and then no one fucking uses them. Because why the fuck would you do that? Why the fuck would you spend 400k on a stadium? It's unbelievable. It would be rough on bash teams, of course, but they could do it. They could do 4-turn scores. It wouldn't just be like this stupid thing of, you know, like Sage's League, the no stalling allowed league and stuff. But you know, 4 turns would be interesting. Obviously, it would be skewed towards elves. Elves could just score in 2 or 3. And the bash teams being able to score in 2 or 3 wouldn't be so easy. But at least it would be more dynamic. It wouldn't just be like the way it is now, where a lot of games are just destined to be 1-1s, aren't they? Yeah, all the wasted art assets and time and development. Yeah, exactly. It's completely wasted. They've completely wasted all of that time and money that they've put into the, and not just time and money that Cyanide have wasted, it's also not gone into other stuff, isn't it? It's pretty shit. Just gotta reroll the leap. Oof. 55 to get him down. Yeah, I guess it's over. He had to play a bit risky. I don't think Bleeding Hippy played bad on defence here, because he kind of had to play a bit risky and ballsy, didn't he, with the situation as it was. But now he's probably just going to get punished. Babe's much better, and rerolls much better. Yeah, but you could still have the rerolls. You could still have rerolls that only replenish at half time, and you could still have KOs only roll at half time and stuff like this. But I guess Babes would happen more because KOs would come back more because of touchdowns. So yeah, you still have to have touchdowns. So yeah, KOs would come back all the time. I guess you could just have the KOs only roll at half time, maybe, or at the quarter or something. Well, the stadium upgrades, though, Ed the Mad, are different from the stadium upgrades, if you know what I mean. Like the effects, the effect upgrades aren't so bad, even though the bribe and the wizard one are kind of overpowered. It's the fucking 401 that gives you a nice little thing. Yes, Ruby Unicorn could do, but I just can't do it. It's not within my powers. If somebody links me to somewhere where I can have it so that the chat on the side would actually come up, but it goes over the pitch, and I don't know how to just keep it in the side there. But if somebody could link me to something that so I could keep all of the chat in that side, I would absolutely do that. Yeah, steal the Sage's setup, maybe. Yeah, maybe I should ask. Maybe I should ask the guy who did that. Yeah. Right. This game's taken forever, hasn't it? There was no fatality, that's just having keys binded. Yeah, that would be good if the stadium's levels all cost 100k and you could partially invest. Well, Sage wouldn't give me his setup, but the guy who made his setup offered to do the same for me, so I could get him to do the chat at the side and give him credit, so that would be good. Well done, mate. Yeah, it's a long old game, but I mean, you can't blame Bleeding Hippy, can you? His first ever game on FUMBBL. It's going to take a while. And I guess pokrjax is feeling the pressure and taking a while. Yeah. Thank you, Nosedive. Yeah, they could still cost the same money, but just partially invest. Yeah, because at the moment, no one's going to fucking use them. It's really... It didn't play the sound. It did for me. I heard it in my headset. I don't know. Yeah, because the visual upgrade, like, it's such a shame that they've put all that effort into it, and literally nobody can use it because it's just, or like maybe somebody like Sage upgraded his Dark Elf Stadium, didn't he? But really, and what's he called? Russ updid his, right. Yeah. Well, this thing, right. Right, I'll try that. Yeah, I can do this pop out thing. Right, I'll try this one here, see if this works. Jimmy Fantastic Chat, see if I can do this. Aha. Right. So yeah, that works, doesn't it? A Google spreadsheet, yeah, you can link it if you want. Nosedive. Yeah, this works much better, doesn't it? Having this like this, that's a good shout. Thank you. The only thing is, do I have to have it open? I don't know if I've got to actually have it open to do that. I'll put it there anyway. Fucking horrible. I don't know. I think it's okay for these games. Can you Apo regen players? Apo is first, just like Apoing a troll on an orc team or a vampire. So yeah, you can Apo regen players with trolls, can't you? And you can Apo ghouls as well, which is pretty nice. This is a long old game, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, two niggle and a miss next game. Pretty bad. Especially when you sacrifice rerolls to fit in ridiculous team, then deaths really fuck you, don't they? Sorry for the white twitch. Right. Is that better? Does this work? No. Maybe it does. There you go. How do I get rid of this? How do I get rid of... Oh, there. There you go. But now you can't really read this. Now you can't really read the reading though. It's easier to read it on a white background. I'm going to leave it on the white background. This is a bit small to read easily, I think. Right, thank you for that nosedive. Might use that if we do as the draft board if we want to get everything on the same page though, really, so that, you know, it'll be easier to stream and just show the draft board kind of thing. Yeah, you can read it. It looks, maybe it's because, I don't know. Yeah, you can read it on your screen. Yeah, sure, but you know, for like Facebook, for YouTube, it looks like it would be hard to read. I think it would be too hard to read on YouTube, basically. It looked. With the dark one, it looked too hard to read to me for YouTube. I don't know. See what it looks like. At least it looks okay anyway, doesn't it? Ah, yes, please, nosedive. Yeah, cheers. I guess this draft will have to happen now then, thanks to that. Thank you. Yeah, if we can have like a draft board, and then I can just, like, you know, change the colour when they're gone and stuff, and then and we can just have the live draft in a couple of weeks' time or something. Eek. Pokrjax. Two mummies and so his advantage was he had three chorfs and three more chorfs, and he had three chorfs plus three Norse Linos, and yet the Norse Linos are still standing and three chorfs have been injured. That's pretty fucking stupid, isn't it? That's why there's a lot of bullshit with the old dice, isn't it? Right, I shall do that later, nosedive, because with this going, you know, I don't know how the PMs will work and stuff with the chat thing here. So yeah, I'll do that afterwards. We'll sort it out. Stunty Cup on the 27th of this month. Really? Because I remember the last one. The last one doesn't seem that long ago. Oh no, it wasn't. It was something else. It was Exploding Cup. Yeah, I'm going to play in the Stunty Cup if I get my fucking prize in time. I still haven't got my prize from winning the last one. I'll have to PM the guy who runs it and get him to give me my prize from last year's Stunty Cup. Yeah, I am going to upload FUMBBL because it's the Ultra CRP. It's a bit different, isn't it, Miles? So I thought I'll put it on. The appeal of Stunty Cup is crazy, random things happening. A bit like Lupax Triple Cup, I guess, but you know, things die. It used to be more brutal because they had like general access big guys, and then they got rid of that a lot, which I thought was shit. People couldn't handle block tackle big guys. Wusses. So now it's just dominated by forest goblins stabbing everybody. Yeah, I think starting with rerolls is good, isn't it? This team's almost fair, actually, with... Like, I think if they were Amazon linos, then it'd be pretty good, wouldn't it? Stab all mens. Simians, thank God, are not in CRP Ultra, nor Ed the Mad. Like, I hate them even when there's no fluff at all in this. Because it's like, just pick anything you want. I still don't want fucking monkeys. I hate simians. I think it's the worst race ever. I think it's worse than anything fucking plasmoids ever made. That's how fucking bad and how much I hate it. How bad I think it is and how much I fucking hate simians. Absolutely hate. I hate that FUMBBL have got them on the site at all. Even though I never have to use them and never will use them. I hate they exist. Yep. Not a fan. Looks like it'll be another recovery into another touchdown here. Ooh. Can't re-roll it, can he? Maybe he can. Because he's got another 2D on, hasn't he? He's got, yeah, he couldn't re-roll it because he can just move him around and make another 2D to get a power. Because he doesn't lose anything with a push, does he? It's still a 3+ pickup and 2+ dodge out. What do I think of Secret League? Not something I would ever play. But at least it's not anti-fluff, it's just... Oh! So good job he didn't re-roll it. Because we'd have double skulled. So now he's just got to go for the 3+ pickup, hasn't he? 3, 3, 2, 2, 2 to score. But without a re-roll now. Yeah, I don't know. It's like, it's fair enough. Some people will enjoy Secret League, and at least it fits in with Blood Bowl, almost fits in with Blood Bowl. A lot of it is stretching the fluff to death. But yeah, at least people can play it if they want. At least it's its own thing. Whereas like Simians are just sometimes in League, which I don't like. I like Stunty Cup a lot more than Simians. Stunty Cup is kind of a bit like Secret League. It's the same sort of thing, and you don't have to play if you don't like it, and it exists in its own separate format. But I just don't like that Simians are kind of randomly sometimes in leagues. I hate that. Oh, brutal. Brutal. Ho ho ho. He went, like, because that was a really unlucky one. He had 55% to knock him over twice. Double scored on him. And then he failed the 3+ pickup, which gave up a block into a brutal minus movement. Wow. That was pretty unlucky. But yeah, obviously he's nickeled Chof as well. So yeah. I mean, it's crazy. You would think, obviously, they've got identical teams, except one guy's got 3 Chofs and 3 Norse, and the other guy's got 6 Chofs. Yeah, it was 3 Chofs that were injured. That's really, really unlucky, isn't it? I'd be pretty pissed off if that happened to me. Wow, only 20k. GG. Well done. So pretty brutal match there. A minus MA is pretty much a killer for gutters. And obviously Niggle is horrific. Oh, and he got the MVP. Oh, brutal. Who got the MVP for him? A Chorflino. Lucky him. Chorflino. A CDB. So, thank you for watching.